Let me ask you, Billy, do you ever meditate and try to communicate with entities from other dimensions or something, or other planets? Have you ever tried that?
I don't try to communicate with the other beings from other planets. What I do is when I get into certain meditations, I go into a remote viewing, mind frame. Okay. I like that because I can observe things, or I can see things, versus trying to see if I can get a communication, and then I might hear something, or I might be my own self talking to me. Mm-hmm. In remote viewing, which I was trained to do by Major Ed Dames, Project Stargate, it allows you to have your mind travel, your consciousness travel outside the body without having to astral travel your spirit body. You only send your mind, but your body remains connected to the avatar. And you're in a semi-trance, semi-awake state, and you have the capability of even pausing and writing down information. There's a specific way that we're taught to write down the information that we gather, the intel that we gather, sight, smell, sound, tastes, all those the temperatures and all those different types of things, as well as some of the things that we've seen through the remote viewing process. It's a real process. It was used by the CIA as well, remote viewing. They had an entire unit just for that, to gather intel from behind enemy lines without having to send troops or drones in. So it's a real thing that does exist outside of space, outside of time. So I observe. I've used it to observe things. I've used it to go see things on Mars, and in my opinion, see things on Mars that aren't made by. I don't think it's natural formations by nature. I think some of those things that I've saw are actual anomalies, things that don't belong there, that were created by an ancient civilization, and even some things that look to be not that old, maybe within just the last 200 years or so. Because if you, even with a reduced amount of oxygen, I talked to a metallurgist, some of the things that I've seen that appear to be metallic, and they may not be because I'm not physically there, but if they were, even with reduced oxygen, they wouldn't last for more than 70 years. They would disintegrate. Some of these things appear to be fairly new, fairly recent. Pretty interesting stuff.